Hey Roxbury, welcome back to Gym Day with Coach Wiz. Today we are going to move on to week 3 of basketball. We're going to kind of bring everything together today and talk a little bit about shooting a basketball. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do though is review the basic things that we've learned already. So we're going to start off with dribbling. So if you need to get your ball, you're going to get your ball and we're going to do some dribbling together. Let's start with 10 dribbles with the right hand, 10 dribbles with the left hand, and then let's do 10 seconds of crossover. All right, let's do it together. Ten dribbles with the left. 10 seconds crossover. Okay, awesome job with the dribbling warm-up. Next thing that we're going to do is review our passing that we talked about last week. If you remember, we did 2 passes. We did a chest pass and a bounce pass. So however you practice passing last week is what you're going to do today as well. So if you had a partner that you were passing to, or if you were using a wall like Coach Wiz is going to do, what I want you to do is I want you to hit pause on my video, and I want you to practice 15 chest passes and then 15 bounce passes. Quick review for the passing. When we pass, remember, we're pushing the ball from our chest, okay, and we want to finish with our thumbs pointed down after we release the ball. Thumbs are pointed down, okay? If we're doing a chest pass, remember, if I was passing to you at home, I would be stepping to you, passing right to you, and you want the person to catch the ball around their chest area, okay? If I'm bounce passing, I'm still stepping to my target, except now I'm pushing a little bit. My angle is down so that the ball bounces one time before it gets to your partner. You do not want to put the ball above your head and slam it. We want to pass it from our chest even when we're doing a bounce pass. So bounce, chest. Okay, so hit pause on the video. You're going to do 15 chest passes, 15 bounce passes, either with a partner or against the wall. Go ahead. Okay, now that you've done our dribbling warm-up and we've also done a passing warm-up, we are going to introduce shooting today. Now, when we talk about shooting a basketball, there are a couple of different ways that some people shoot a basketball. I'm going to teach you one of those ways that I think works best, okay, and that should help you out. The first thing that we need to do is figure out how we're going to stand and hold the basketball when we shoot. One thing that I was taught is the word beef. We're not eating during this lesson, but when you think about beef, B-E-E-F, beef. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. Beef. So when we talk about that, balance, meaning we've got a good balanced stance. We're facing the basket or wherever we're shooting. Okay, so our target. So I'm nice and balanced. Eyes, where are my eyes looking? I'm going to look at the basket where I'm shooting. I do not want to have my eyes down. I do not want to be looking in any other direction. I've got my eyes fixated on the target. Next thing is my elbow. So I hold the ball. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to hold the ball. And you can kind of see you want a little bit of space under here. We do not want the ball flat in our palm, okay? We don't want it up too high. Just a little bit of space. We're holding it. This is my shooting hand. This other hand is a guide hand, okay? And you guys that are a little bit younger, you're probably using both hands to shoot a basketball, which is okay when you're younger, but then we want to work to get to a point where we're using one hand and we have a guide hand as well, okay? So I'm righty, so I shoot right-handed, okay? If you're lefty, it's going to be left hand with your right hand as the guide hand, okay? And so when we have this space here that's good, then our elbow, okay, is pointed straight down. We do not want our elbow out to the side when we shoot, okay? We want our elbow, we want balanced stance, eyes are looking forward, our elbows straight down, just like this. And then the last thing that we talked about is follow through. So I'm going to move my camera up so you can kind of see a little bit of what I'm doing. When I follow through, okay, I'm going to bend my knees. All of your power comes from your legs. Mostly all of your power comes from your legs. So if the ball's not making it to the hoop, you don't need to necessarily use more arms to get it up there. Use more legs. So that means bend your knees and jump when you shoot. So I'm balanced, elbow down. When I follow through and I push up, my hand's going to finish like this. Okay? This is our follow through. Up, follow through. Common mistake is this. Pushing the ball and finishing with our hand like this. We do not want to do that. We want to push up and follow through, almost like we're grabbing on to that net. Okay, so I'm up, follow through. So if you would freeze after you shoot a ball, you should look like this. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you don't have a basketball hoop at home, you can still practice your shooting a couple of different ways. First thing you can do is you can just stand in one spot with or without a ball and just practice that shooting motion. Let's say Coach Wiz didn't have a ball at home. I can still practice that shooting motion every single time. I can practice jumping when I shoot. Every time I finish with that follow through. If I was lefty, same thing. Finishing with my left hand, follow through. Okay? If you have a ball, you can practice the same thing without shooting at a basket. Just practice flicking the ball up in the air when I shoot. Follow through every single time. Okay? Another way that you can practice is by laying on your back. Okay, I'm going to tilt my camera so you guys can see. And I'm going to practice my shooting motion with the ball. I want to make sure you're ready to catch it so it doesn't come down and hit you in the head. But I lay on my back like this. Okay, I have my ball with me. And I'm practicing that follow through every single time. And if I do it right, that ball should come right back to me every single time. If I'm just pushing the ball, it's going to go behind me and it's not going to come back to me. I'm just flicking my wrist, follow through every time. Notice that other hand, okay? My guide hand is still on the basketball when I'm shooting. Okay? It stays on that ball all the way till the last second, and then it comes off when I finish my follow through. Okay? It does not mean that we take our hand off before we shoot. We're still keeping that guide hand on the side. So you can practice on the ground doing that. You can practice standing up. If you're lucky enough to have a basketball hoop at home, you can practice shooting on that basket. If you don't have a basketball hoop at home, you could find a target against a wall and practice. So you want to make sure that it's a little bit higher. A basketball hoop is 10 feet from the ground. Okay, so if you're thinking about a wall, 10 feet, okay, and you could practice shooting just against the wall, or you could practice at a hoop. I like to start nice and close and practice my follow through first. So I know I'm following through every single time. I practice my follow through. If you miss, that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Okay? Then once I get the hang of it, I can move back a little bit. When you move back when you're shooting, that's where you got to focus on using more power from your legs and jumping when you shoot. That's why they call it a jump shot. If you're not using your legs and you're using all arms, it's going to mess up your form. Okay? You want to make sure that you bend your knees and explode up off the ground. That's like when we do those squat jumps and all those leg exercises. That's why we do those, so that you have power when you shoot. So when you're shooting a jump shot, you come up off the ground, okay, when you shoot. So when you move back, I need to make sure that I use my legs when I shoot, come off the ground every single time when I shoot the ball and follow through, okay? Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through every single time, okay? There we go. I always like to end on a make, so sometimes that's difficult for Coach Wiz. Not on my game right now. Got to practice. So, hope you enjoy shooting. Pause this video. Go practice some shooting, whether you're laying on the ground or you're standing up. If you have a ball, if you don't have a ball, you can still practice that shooting motion. If you're lucky enough to have a hoop and a ball, get outside, get some shots in while it's nice. Practice the passing and the dribbling. Bring it all together. Basketball is an awesome game, but it's got a lot of details that you really need to practice if you want to be good. Practice makes perfect. So keep it up. Keep working hard. You guys are doing such a great job. I love when you comment, tell me how things are going. That's awesome. Keep working hard. Have fun. Have a great week. See you, Roxbury.